Hello YouTube and welcome back to another Dare to Game video. Today we're playing Elden Ring and we're doing another weapon guide, and today it's going to be the top 5 best light bows and where to find them. And yes, I understand there are only 5 light bows in the game, but the naming convention stays the same, and again, it's mostly just going to be about where to find these. Let's just get down to it and start off with number 5, the Harp bow, which you can see I'm wielding here. So this one definitely has the most unique look out of all of them, so I know for a lot of people that's going to be real fun, because it's clearly supposed to be more of an instrument that someone just decided to shoot arrows out of, so that's fun. As far as attributes required to use this one, pretty low. Strength of 9 and dexterity of 9, so pretty simple there. And scaling's going to go with that. We have an E rating for strength and a D rating for dex. For our attack power, we got a physical of 151 plus 63. Range of 29, so not ridiculously high, but you know, pretty expected considering you're shooting arrows out of a harp. This one cannot be upgraded using Ashes of War, but it does have the barrage special attack, which is pretty fun because it allows you to just fire arrows really, really quickly. You know, there's certain people that are going to like Mighty Shot, and there's certain people who are going to like barrage better. It's really going to depend on your playstyle. But I think barrage can be pretty good. So as far as what that looks like, you just go into your special attack stance and then it allows you to just fire arrows really, really quickly. It's something that I definitely enjoy. I think it's has its moments for where it's really, really effectual, and obviously since with bows a lot of your special damage or how effective they're going to be is going to come from the type of arrows that you're using. Sometimes the barrage skill can make it incredibly powerful against boss type enemies, because if you go for a weakness they have and make sure your arrows exploit that weakness, then you can just turn them into a pincushion really, really fast. So I like the barrage skill. As far as how to get this weapon, it's going to be a 2-stage thing. So the first place you're going to need to come to is up here in the Altus Plateau. You have to make your way to the Shaded Castle, and so to get here, you just come up through this valley here. There's a bunch of rocks here, but it's like a hidden path. You come through under here, and you'll be able to get into the Shaded Castle. Once you're up to the Shaded Castle Ramparts Site of Grace, it's a pretty straightforward path for the first step. You have to come into here and you look at this painting. So we're just going to examine that, and we'll have the Champion Song painting. And again, on the map, it's going to be right where my guy is standing in the Shaded Castle. So that's the first place you need to go. Then we're going to be heading right down over here. So there is actually a Site of Grace here. I just haven't traveled to it yet in this playthrough. But you're going to want to go right to here. So if you look, here's the Perfumer's Grotto, Outer Wall Phantom Tree. You know, so that's where we're going to be heading. And so once you've gotten over to this spot, you can see that right here on the map, we're actually pretty close to the Site of Grace. We just have to go up and around the hill to come down up onto this plateau. You're going to want to go over to this ledge, and a spectral person will appear, and once you get close enough to it, they'll disappear, and you'll be able to pick up the bow. So you can see, there it is right there. So that is how you get the Harp bow. And so at number 4, we have the Shortbow. So you can see it's just kind of a standard small looking recurve type bow, real basic looking, but I think that it has a timeless, historically accurate look that actually is pretty great. So you can see as far as attributes required to use this one, just strength of 8 and dexterity of 10, so nothing crazy there. Attribute scaling, strength for D and dexterity for D, so again, nothing too crazy. Our damage is going to be pretty great, and this one does have the barrage special attack and can be upgraded using Ashes of War. And so just to demonstrate that special ability, you just go into your stance and then you can very quickly rapid fire your arrows, so just the same as the Harp bow. As far as getting this weapon goes, it's going to be pretty easy. So you can see we're here in Limgrave, we're just kind of down to the left of the starting area. You can come down this slope until you're on this beach by the coastal cave, and then from the coastal cave, if you just turn to the east, you can go towards this sort of a collapsed little overpass looking thing, and underneath you'll find one of the traveling merchants. And as you can see here, you can purchase the bow from this merchant for 600 runes. So not very expensive. Real early in the game you can get this weapon very easily. So that's number 4, the Shortbow. Let's move on to number 3. And so at number 3, we have the Misbegotten Shortbow. So you can see, again, it's going to be a pretty standard-looking shortbow, except this one has a bunch of misbegotten hair kind of clinging to it, which gives it a little bit more of a unique look, but still, it does just look like a short Mongol recurve bow, so pretty standard look appearance-wise. As far as attributes required to use this one, it's actually going to have a strength requirement of 16 and a dexterity of 8, so nothing too crazy there. And for scaling, we're going to once again have a strength scaling of D, and a dexterity rating of F, so not terribly terrific, but still pretty decent. Physical attack power is going to be good, range is going to be normal, and we're going to have the barrage special attack again, and also it is upgradable using Ashes of War. And so to get this one, it's not going to be as simple as a lot of them because it is unfortunately a grinding weapon. So like always, having your arcane skill is going to be nice and useful here. But you can find it from the winged misbegotten enemies found all over the Weeping Peninsula. Also several other places in the map, but mostly here. And the two main locations are going to be Castle Morn, which is where I'm currently located, and then of course the Morn Tunnel. Both of these have a decently high concentration of winged misbegotten enemies that you'll have to grind to get this. So basically, anytime you find one that's wielding it, they have a chance to drop it. So let me just show you the location of one or two of them here in the castle. So as you can see, we're up here on the upper rampart, and there's a couple of them right here. On the bright side, taking them down is something that you want to have ranged weapons for, since they fly. You can obviously kill them with melee, but, you know, if they fly, magic or ranged is probably the best bet, because that way you don't have to worry about missing them or them getting out of range. But basically, any of them that can fly are likely using these bows, and therefore you just find them and kill them. So there's two of them up here, and there's a couple more of them that you can find down over here. And like I said, it's a chance-based thing, so basically it's one of those things you're going to have to keep spawning in, coming and killing them, and eventually one of them will drop the bow. So if you can use your talisman that increases the drop chance, that's a great bet to speed this process up, and like I said, the higher your arcane level is, the better. So that is how and where you get the Misbegotten Shortbow. That's number 3. Let's move on to number 2. And so at number 2 we have the Red Branch Shortbow, which is probably my favorite looking one, or at least it's close. Probably second place for me actually. But it's got another pretty standard real shortbow design. Looks a lot like a horse bow because of its nice short length. And this one does have a nice red coloration to it. So appearance wise, I really like this one. As far as stats on this one go, for attributes required to use it, it's going to have strength of 8, dexterity of 16. So we're just going to switch the stats from the last one. Attribute scaling is going to do the same, so an F rating for strength and a D rating for dexterity. Our physical attack power is going to be pretty standard for a shortbow, nothing that's going to blow your socks off, and our range is once again going to be 29, which isn't terrible, but again, not perfect. This one also will have the barrage special attack and can be upgraded using Ashes of War. So a pretty solid option for bows. I really like the way this one looks, and I like the way it performs. And just to demonstrate the barrage one more time, you just go into your stance and you can rapidly fire any arrows that you have equipped, so it can be pretty powerful. And so as far as finding this one goes, again, it's going to be a random drop from page-type enemies that wield it, and so you can see we're over here in the Weeping Peninsula of Limgrave, kind of by Tombsword Ruins, because this is where I prefer to do it. There's a couple locations all over the map, basically anywhere where you can find these page-type enemies that wield the Red Branch Shortbow. Obviously, they then have a chance to drop it. So another one is over here in the capital, right up near when you first enter the place over here by this gate. You come in and you come down through and there will be one hiding in this room, but I like doing it at Tombsword Ruins. So basic process here is going to be like grinding for any weapon. Once you're at Tombsword Ruins, you go down into the underground section here, and right when you get through the door, you'll be attacked by these pages who fire explosive bolts, so you're going to probably want to avoid that. But you just have to kill each one of them, and both of them have a chance to drop it, and you just keep doing that over and over again until you eventually get your hands on this bow. Like I always say with these drop weapons, the higher your arcane skill is, the better your chances of them dropping it, but you can also supplement that with the talisman that helps you, speed up the rate at which enemies drop weapons and armor and stuff. So that is the Red Branch Shortbow and how to get it. That's number 2. Let's move on to number 1. So at number 1, we of course have my favorite, both in appearance and performance, the Composite Bow. And this one, as far as appearances go, it's going to be the same. It's going to actually be pretty historically accurate for a recurve bow, but it's a little bit bigger, and so I like the way it looks because it doesn't look as small and shrimpy. As for attributes required to use this one, it's going to be balanced, 15 for both strength and dexterity. For our scaling, we're going to have an F rating for strength and a D rating for dexterity, so nothing too terrific, but pretty standard for a short bow. Our attack power is not going to blow your socks off. Range is going to be 29 again. It is upgradable using Ashes of War, but this one, unlike the rest, comes with the Mighty Shot special attack, which I personally like a little bit more, but I can see how it would come down to just personal preference for a slightly more powerful or significantly more powerful attack or quick attacks. So for this one, you just, to use it, you go into your stance, and then it's just going to be an overdrawn shot. So like I said, it takes a little bit longer to fire, but it will be a significantly more powerful shot than a standard shot, so I really like that special attack. And so as far as where to get this one goes, it's going to be another one that is actually pretty simple to get. So you're going to have to be over here in the Liurnia region, and you can see we're up here by the Bellum Church up here, and there's going to be a nomadic merchant that you just go down this path and around the corner, and you'll be able to purchase the bow from this merchant. So unlike the last couple, you don't have to grind for this one, or you don't have to defeat a boss or anything like that. You just come over here and you can buy it. So you go, you talk to him, and as soon as you're able to get into his inventory, you'll be able to see that it's right there for 3,500 runes, and you can just buy it from him here. So not very expensive, and like I said, in my opinion, and just stat-wise, it's the best short bow in the game. So that is how you get it. And so that is all 5 of the best short bows in the game and where to find them. So I hope you found this video to be enjoyable and or useful. Sorry if the audio sounded inconsistent or weird or anything like that, because I had audio problems while recording this and then had to fix them later by re-recording a whole bunch of it while editing. So it was unfortunate, but hopefully the video was worth it, and like I said, now you should be able to find all 5 of the best short bows in the game. So thanks for watching and have a nice day, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching another Dare to Game video. If you liked this video, please leave a like and a comment. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel. If you like my content and would like to support this channel, consider becoming a member today for as little as $1.99 a month. It makes a huge difference. But in any case, thanks for watching and have a nice day. I'll see you next time.